Hey everyone, Kate here, and I have an art hack for you. So if you love paint pens the way that I love paint pens, you probably know the brand Posca, and you can get them online, I think on Amazon at a pretty reasonable deal. I think 15, you can get a box of 15 for like under 20 bucks. But when they run out, they run out. And typically they don't have the colors outside of like white, gold, black in open stock. So if you run out of pink, you're out of luck unless you want to buy more. And so I actually ended up running out of gray and I didn't know any better. And so I tossed the gray one. And then I thought, God, there's gotta be a better way about this. I feel like that's super wasteful. So I did some research online and I found that you can actually refill Posca paint pens. And what I have seen people do is they just add water to extend the amount of paint. But when I tried that, I didn't really like the results. So I found a different way to refill them. And you're looking at everything that you're going to need. So this paint pen here, it is really almost out, and I don't know what it's going to look like on the inside, and I don't know how much paint is going to come out, but it's already been thinned out with water, so I don't really like the look of it. It's not very opaque anymore. So I've done a lot of research, and I found that the Golden High Flow paint is the perfect thing to fill your Posca paint pens with. So the only things you're going to need is your Posca paint pen, some Golden High Flow or some equivalent, and baby wipes. And some, I guess 4 things technically, and then something in case, you know, you need the liquid not to get all over the place. So the other thing that I wanted to say before I actually show you how to do this is that you can actually go online and also buy the replacement nibs. So there really is no reason that you need to keep buying the Posca paint pens, which is great for, you know, the environment, reuse what you have. So let me show you how this is done. So I'm gonna move these out of the way. And all you do is you take off the top, and I'm gonna move a little closer. Okay. So what you're going to do is the paint pens, they don't unscrew the way that you would normally think. They unscrew the opposite way. So this comes off, and then you've got this piece here. This is kind of like the stopper. And then it just pops out like so. And then you've got the paint in here. So what I like to do so that it doesn't get crusty here, I like to take a baby wipe and just kind of do like a quick wipe off here. And it comes off pretty well. Now there's, like I said before, there's still some paint in here, but it's already watered down. So I actually am just gonna sacrifice the leftover paint. And so there it comes, which I know that's a lot actually, but it really was thinned down. So I'm reusing a tray from like a lunch that I bought. The one thing that you want to make sure not to lose, wow, I don't even know if I can get it out of the tray, is the ball. Oh, come on. Oh, I've almost got it. Okay, that was exciting. This really truly isn't this messy. I'm just making it more difficult than need be. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that ball back in there, okay? So that's in there. I'm gonna sit this up for a minute. I'm gonna wash off my hands with the baby wipe off camera. I swear it's really not that difficult, but I'm working around the camera, so it makes it look a lot harder than it really truly is. And then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna clean off this because I made a mess of it. So, I'm sure you don't really need to see me cleaning. The other thing that I wanted to do is sometimes like the inside gets a little crusty too. So what I do is just stick the baby wipe in there and just give it like a quick, oh my goodness. This is crazy town. Okay. Give it a quick little twist like that. It's fairly clean on the inside. And now what I'm going to do is I've got this here. I'm gonna set that up right. And I'm gonna just give my magenta a quick shake. And then you wanna be careful, I learned this on the white, not to fill it up too high. Like, you know, you really have to be careful because it will just come out like crazy. So what you're going to do, I'm gonna move this underneath in case I spill. Let me see what the best angle for you guys is. Well, the best angle is the one where I can actually put it in. So I'm gonna just squeeze in some magenta. I'm gonna look, I don't think that's, I think I still have some room. Okay, maybe a little bit more. I'm like afraid I'm gonna get it like too high, you know? And I don't really wanna waste my magenta. Making a mistake. I think I'm just gonna stop for there. I mean, I could go more, but I think that's gonna be good enough. Now, before I put it in, the stopper in, I'm gonna do one more thing. So I'm gonna put this here. And I'm actually going to kind of wipe off this stopper a little bit because they are different colors. I just think I want to try to have as little bit as mixed as possible. So it's obviously, let me see if there we go. The nib is still pink. No, that's not the nib. So this little piece is still pink. So I'm gonna, there we go. I'm also gonna wipe this off a little bit. Okay. And then I'm gonna stick this back in. Okay, so you will know if you've gone too far when you stick this in and paint comes out. I learned that on the white. I'm gonna give it one more little clean through. Not that that really matters, but I just kind of like it myself. And then everything's fairly clean, and I'm just gonna stick it back on. So the inclination is to spin this way, which is wrong. I don't know why the paint markers do that, but they do go the opposite way than we would think. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just shake it up. You can hear the ball in there. Give it a good shake. And then I'm going to show you how to kind of get it ready to go for future use. So I will do that now. Now that we've taken apart our Posca pen, cleaned it up, and refilled it with our high flow acrylic from Golden in the color of choice that we want, what you're going to do is you're going to put it back together like I tried to show you earlier. Sorry about that demonstration. What's going to happen next is it's going to take a while for the new paint to start flowing, because in the there's like a little reservoir where the paint comes in and then feeds out to the nib, and that still is holding the paint. I probably could have washed that out, and I might do that in the future, but for this time I didn't do that. So what I wanted to see, but I thought might take too much time on camera, is just, you know, if it would take a long time. And you can see here, it took me a long time. So this is all like the Posca in pink. You can see here, and I got to a point where I was thinking like, oh gosh, are my eyes playing tricks on me? So I disassembled it again. I pulled out the thing, out the barrel, reservoir, whatever you want to call it, and then I wiped just a little bit here so I could actually start to see the change. And, you know, I was writing stuff like, come on, today, like magenta, like trying to get it to maybe want to come out quicker. And eventually it started to change. So you can see it's starting to change a little bit here. And I don't think it's full strength quite yet, but I think it's going to take a little bit more usage for it to get there. So you can see it's starting, sorry about that, it's starting to change over. So then I wanted to check just to make sure. So I did it on brown just to double check. So here was like the original Posca pink, and then here it is the Golden high flow acrylic in quinacridone magenta. And I still think it's not quite full strength. When I was first practicing this, I practiced with titanium white, and it took a little bit of time for it to kind of kick in. Because I was refilling a white with white, it didn't take nearly as long as the magenta, but you can see this is like good golden coverage, really strong. So all in all, if you love paint pens, but you don't either want to be wasteful, like think about this. If you ran out of pink and you wanted more, like this is going straight to the landfill. So in my eyes, buying the golden high flow acrylics and refilling it this way, it's better for the environment. And I have a lot more uses for just the golden high flow acrylic rather than just a paint pen. So I find that at least it's multifunctional in that way. It's super easy to take apart, super easy to clean, super easy to refill. And actually, I was looking online. So this, I believe, is like the 5M nib. I believe. No, actually, this one says it's 3M. So see here how it says PC 3M. If you look online for like Posca nib refills or something like that, they have them in all different sizes. So the only problem with this is like eventually that nib, which you know, mine's still in fairly good condition, you know, it's gonna splay and fray and need to be replaced at some point. And they actually do sell those. So you would be able to replace those without having to rebuy the whole pen as well. So there are lots of options, and I know that people love paint pens. I know I love paint pens, so I truly hope that this was something that you found useful, and I hope that it was something that you're excited about, because when I first realized you could take apart the Posca pens and people were saying refill it with water to extend the paint longer, I was so sad that I had already thrown out the gray color, but you know, you live and you learn. So I'm hoping that this will be something that is super useful to you. Again, what I used was just baby wipes for cleaning, reused the Posca pen, and then I just used the golden high flow acrylics. This one's in quinacridone magenta. I mean, yeah, it's not the same pink, but you know, I'll know, or maybe I'll put like something on it so I know. I don't know yet, but I mean, pink and magenta are fairly darn close. I got the white in large. I'll probably get the black at some point, but I don't really need it right now. So anyway, you just give it a shake. Don't lose the roller ball. I'm not really sure where you buy those, but if you find that for some reason, like let's say it's not flowing as well, again, sometimes you just have to like hold it down. Never like do the thing where you like bang it up and down, because that actually hurts the nib. I learned that after I've done that to many a nib. So you just kind of hold it for a little bit, let the paint come down, and you can see here that a lot of paint came out on that one, so I don't need to pump it anymore. So let's see, this was a video to help you save some money. And I hope that I'm able to save you some money. Shameless promotion. All right, you guys, last thing that I wanted to say, I did not waste that Posca paint pen. I used it in my art journal already. So have a good one. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Please leave me a comment down below if this was helpful to you, because it is really very easy to do. Have a good one, everyone. Bye.